It is 8:39, Newstalk Saga 960 Raw. Mike Richards, along with David Bastel, our good friend Bal, is going to join us. And Bal was on last time when we were talking about blood pressure. This time we're going to talk about stress and exactly what we can do and the effects on the body. But first of all, well, let's bring him on because it's always great. Bal, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you on the show.
Good to see you guys, man. Thanks for having me. Fun to be back. Yeah.
Well, okay, so here's one of the things we were talking about this morning. So with this vaccine talk and this rollout, I've had this bad feeling for the last month or so that the Lugan factor, the yahoos, I'll call them, those that think that they it's impossible for them to get this virus, that somehow they're like low level superheroes that can't contract this disease, and so they've just lived their life like they always have. They meet with the grandparents. This Christmas they're probably going to have 27 people over, and it's all because in the back of their heads, number one, they feel that they're not over 80 years old, because I think some people think it's only for old people or people who are in that bad category. And I also think the talk of the vaccine in that group of people are like, well, even if we get it, just give me a shot of the antidote, give me the magical needle, and it doesn't matter because it's not going to hurt me anyway. I have a feeling it may have an effect on those who don't believe they can get it anyway, which of course might be a whole bunch of crap. What's your thinking on all of this and the reason for the numbers going up too?
You know what? That's probably a big factor because the new numbers that we see obviously are from the younger groups. Whether they're students, whether they're, still working, going out and working, but they still want that lifestyle that they had before. I guess reality hasn't really set in for them at the end of the day. And, yes, their immunity is usually a little bit better than the elderly, of course, and then the young children too. But you got to respect the world as it is right now. And if they're doing that, obviously it's affecting everyone else. And what I do know is, I live in Peel, obviously I live in Mississauga, and Peel numbers are obviously going up. I think one of the biggest things that is kind of left aside in that is, the larger family dynamics. So if one brings it home, it affects the whole family, then everyone's out. And those people that are working, and a lot of them are actually younger people that are actually working, and they're getting hit because they're working in healthcare, all right, old folks homes, things like that. And these people, people who don't care one bit, are affecting their livelihood, all right. And you're right, they don't think it's going to happen to them. As a lot of young kids, it's like, what do my parents know? All right. I know I'm good enough. That's really what it comes down to. So there you are, and they're left with doing what they still want to do and having no respect for the rest of the community, really.
Well,
And the vaccination thing, if I may, really quickly.
Yes.
It's still unfortunately a while away, and maybe they don't realize that because the news is just saying, oh yeah, it's just around the corner,
Yes.
but not for them. It's around the corner for the healthcare providers. It's around the corner for the elderly that are really in nursing homes, but it's not around the corner for you, me, and them. That's still 4, maybe 6 months away for all we know. So hopefully they pull up their pants and start acting like they should.
Yeah, exactly. Well, during this time, maybe even more so, Bal, we've talked about this off and on, about the stresses and the different type of stresses that everybody is going through, just the uncertainty of everything, and working from home and being careful here, being careful there. Did I do this? Did I do that? There's so many different varieties of stress, and we want to talk about that today, including the number 66 formula. Maybe break it down and how we use this formula, and what does it help in these sort of situations.
Yeah, sure. As usual, before we talk about the formula, excellent formula, let's talk about why we need the formula.
Yes.
All right. Let me give you some quick stats. It's actually a 2014 survey. In general mental health, right? Over 10% of the Canadian population, that's over 3 million people 18 years and older, all right, had a mood or anxiety disorder. That's 2013. That's 7 years ago. The number is higher now.
Yeah.
Right. So, and why? Because of stress. Stress, which is just, it's how the body takes on what's going on, and you have to look at that stress. And most people, they can, in normal times, just basically shun it away. All right. Most of us are pretty good for that. But in times like this, where, we're COVID, where we're in a lockdown, the fear, the anticipation, the anxiety. I think there was a survey done back in May, and I think it was 88% of the people surveyed felt like in the last couple of weeks that there was nervousness, anxiety. All right. This is all from the lockdown now. Right. And, it was, what are we talking about? Anxiety, anxiousness, followed by even like irritability, mood going up and down. So their mood's all over the place. And you can see those numbers are going up. So stress takes a toll on the body. No matter how much we think we can handle it, sometimes it's the other people that notice it. So your significant other will probably notice if you talk to them, nah, they're not like what they were before. Yeah, they're a little, I don't even know if I can use the word bitchy, or edgy, or
you can, yes.
All right. So they're on edge all the time, yelling, screaming, because they can't cope with it anymore. This is why we got to look at this. And, and the other thing is the anxiety that hits. And anxiety right now is probably more prevalent, right? Because of anxiety is just anticipation of something, whether it's happening or not, we don't know. And, so if you've got a straight head, you can go day by day. But right now, with the anticipation of not knowing what tomorrow brings, if the numbers go up, guess what? We're in a further lockdown, right? Who's got time for that? And so that anxiety is huge. And so that's what we're going to look at with this formula too. Yeah.
So in the breakdown of what you're getting with formula 66, number 66, individually, these elements do what to what when it comes to chronic stress? What is in this that makes this so effective?
So, this formula with 6 things in it, okay, and we got actual herbs in here, we got neurotransmitters, and then we got a mineral like magnesium. So what we're really doing when we break it down, I'll break it down into the 3 sections. The herbs that are there, they're actually adaptogens, and the word adaptogen means to help the body adapt to the stress. So the stress that we're under, the body's going to feel it in so many different ways, whether it is, muscle tension, whether it's that irritability we talked about, fatigue, some people even get, palpitations and things like that. Then it goes deeper with, sleep of getting affected, and the mood and the memory, of course, focus. So all these things, these herbs are about adapting the body to the stress. The holy basil, the oats, and the lemon balm, they really calm down the body and give you more focus, clarity, but energy too, right? One thing that's often overlooked is for chronic stress, and I'm going to say we can define this now. People have 9 months of lockdown, it's hitting chronic stress.
Yeah,
the immune system goes down, right? Your sleep goes out of back, and so the stress highly affects the immune system. So you're going to be more susceptible to everything if you're highly stressed out. So we want to actually calm that all down right now. So, and that's where the herbs come in to help boost the adrenal support and then help calm everything else down. But there's 2 other wonderful neurotransmitters, Gaba. All right. Gaba and 5-HTP are neurotransmitters, meaning they're in the brain and calming things down. Gaba is actually, for people who are just going to hyperstate like anxiety, it really brings it down. So it gives you, again, this calming factor. And I like to just say basically what happens is,
Yes.
that's deep, just that good release. Okay. So you have focus and clarity. And 5-HTP is known as the happy hormone, serotonin precursor. So it brings that serotonin up. So, people who are starting to get depressed, and also from all of this brings it back, brings their mood back up. So you got focus, you got clarity, you got stress adaptogen. So you got anxiety control, it helps your energy, all that kind of stuff. That's really the general breakdown of that remedy, right?
I noticed also, and this is actually good almost at any time, especially at this time of season, but using zinc. Always using zinc. Can you break that down for us almost in relation with that? And I know you and I have talked a lot off air, and you've mentioned that zinc's also very good, you know, in the early evening to kind of calm down situations, get yourself prepared for what you're going to do, which is sleeping in the
Yeah.
next 4 or 5 hours or whenever your bedtime is, kind of thing. So zinc, part of my
Yeah.
regiment from Bell Lifestyles as well.
Yeah, the zinc, and you know, the last ingredient in the calming chronic stress is actually magnesium, and magnesium and zinc
Yes.
actually go hand in hand. Magnesium is a relaxant to the system, in both mental and physical, so calming the muscle tension, and everything. But zinc, and often actually bodybuilders, you know, people are working out commonly use a zinc magnesium combination to help again calm the body down, calm the nerves. So zinc is commonly used right now as an immune booster because it works on immune pathways, but it's a great nerve tonic also. So I actually give zinc to little kids all the time because, you know, they're in a hyper state. It calms them down. So really good that way. So several things, immunity, and also for, you know, the nerve calming. That's where the sleep side comes in, and, you know, giving you a little bit this ability to fall asleep, as this formula does too. It actually not just calms stress, anxiety down, but it actually helps in if you want to do dosages in the evening to help calm the body down to actually fall asleep better too. Not putting you to sleep, but giving you the ability to go to sleep. Yeah.
What about? Can I add also to this list cocktails? I don't see that anywhere. I don't see a nice rye, a whiskey-based drink. Perhaps, I mean, because this also boosts your self-importance and your own self-image, which can become quite unbelievable after about your seventh or eighth margarita. I don't see that in there, Bal. Is there a reason why that's been omitted?
Shouldn't we have the LCBO on here for you on this?
Yeah, where are they on this one? Where are they on this
yeah,
one?
where are they? You know, no, you know. I was talking to someone at Nature Source. By the way, you know, I'm here on behalf of Sanjeev at Nature Source. Again, he's always too afraid to come on the radio with you guys. And,
I wonder why.
So
I can't see the problem.
Exactly. So, you know, you could go get all this stuff at naturesource.com. I got to plug it in because I've never done that, oddly enough.
Yes.
You know, and you know, got to thank Doug at you know at Lifestyle. About lifestyle products too, but where was I don't even know where I went. Oh yes, okay, yeah. So I was talking to a guy yesterday about, you know, he goes, hey, I need something to, you know, uplifting for this time, you know. I go, you don't need anything. He goes, so just a drink? I go, yeah, as long as you don't overdo it, and that's what does a job for you, fine. Right? It's about not overdoing it. So yeah, you know what, it can't hurt. Will it you want to try to keep it away from this obviously by an hour or so, let this thing do its job, you know, any other meds you may be on, but you know, at the end of the day, it's a calmer to it. It's a lifestyle thing that affects whatever you need to do, right? At the end of the day, stress is high right now, so whatever we can do to calm ourselves down, as long as it doesn't become an addiction. And you know,
Yeah.
high chronic stress, the last stage of chronic stress is addiction. So we have to be careful. This is why we want to support that so we don't overdo it. So, you know, like if you actually take this, maybe you'll keep to that one drink to calm you down so that you
So my recycling box isn't embarrassing every week when they go,
there
wow,
you
that is
go.
a lot of bottles. What is going on over there?
Yeah.
Well, but see, the other thing too that you mentioned that is so important is the sleep aspect of it. I mean, it's the thing. You know, it's funny. You talk to people who are like, you know, in those stores where you get a mattress, right? And they always have that line. You know, we spend all our money on cars and these kinds of things, but the thing that we neglect to spend the most money on is the thing that we spend the most time in, which is the bed. But that's only part of it. It's just having you know, a
Yeah.
good sound mattress. It's the ability to actually sleep. And I'm always shocked at just how difficult people find the act of sleeping, and most of it has to do with, for me, you know, I can turn a switch off and so I'm not stressed at night. I'm out, and I use sound sleep, right? That's one of the big things, and I think it works beautifully. But it's that idea of not going to bed stressed, and some people just can't get rid of it, therefore it affects their sleep, and it's just an endless cycle. It's a cycle.
It is, and that's why I always say it's, when people complain, or I shouldn't say complain, they have sleep issues. They say I'm having a tough time falling, sleeping. And I always ask, are you having a tough time falling asleep or staying asleep? Right? Staying
Right.
asleep is a melatonin pattern, and where you can use time release melatonin for that. But falling asleep is a greater issue for most people. So, which means the mind doesn't shut down. So, when you look at something like lemon balm, it actually calms the mind down. And in fact, you could do lemon balm in higher dosages, to help you again fall asleep. Add valerian into that mix, and you got a wonderful formula. People need the ability to fall asleep, which means stop the mind from turning around those gears from turning like anything, so that they can actually have focus, clarity, and then fall asleep. And it's huge, because if you don't sleep, guess what? Your stress level goes up, your energy goes down, your immunity goes down, and that's actually going to lead to what we talked about last time, which was heart health, right? So
Mhm.
it actually affects your blood pressure, it affects your blood sugar levels. So stress plays a role in everything, so it has to be kept under control. Yeah.
So once again, as Dave was saying, that's number 66, calming chronic stress. It is, as you heard, the formulation of what it does and why you would take it and all the things that it affect in your life, which is, again, these are guaranteed products, and Bell Lifestyle does a tremendous job made right here in Mississauga. It's a Mississauga company. You just don't get better than that. And Bell, boy, we sure love having you on. And
If I may say one more thing,
yeah,
if you know somebody who's actually suffering from this, I think this would actually be a great stocking stuffer. All right.
yeah, yeah.
This it'll actually help them get through this much better. So something to look at, talk to, go look it up, go see where you can get it, at the various nature sources and other stores, depending on the area. All right. You can go on Bell's website for that, but if they really need it, it might be a really good thing to give them.
Yeah.
That's a great
Very true.
suggestion. That is a great suggestion. Mel, thanks so much for today. Always appreciate the time, and hopefully we will talk to you again very soon. We just love having you on the show.
All right, man. Thanks, guys. It's fun. Yeah, appreciate it.
That is Bal Chhoker joining us here this morning. Once again, this was number 66, the calming chronic stress. Always such great stuff. Just love when Bal joins us. Very informative and a lot of fun.